Hi guys, and welcome to part 2 of the kind of victory tutorial. So this is just going to cover the interior design, or at least this part is going to just cover interior design. So if you don't really want to watch this, just skip ahead and we'll get onto the kind of the rigging of the sails. So let's have a wander around inside. Well, before I keep on pressing buttons. So there's just a couple of things that I've changed. I've put a boat on top here. I've just kind of made a really simple boat, which is just made out of mainly slabs. So it's just kind of going up around here. It's just got stairs and then slabs on top of that, and it just comes across with these kind of beams, so you've got places to sit down. So that's pretty simple. That just goes on top. I think the Victory's got a couple of them actually, but I just decided to do a big one so you can shape it a little bit better. There's not too much on the top deck. I ended up putting the buttons on the side of each of these, just thought it looked a bit better. And of course this has now got the trapdoors. It's not like my tutorial when I just missed out pretty much all the trapdoors. So let's go like below deck. I might as well start at the bottom. So I've got put in obviously a couple of stairs. I've tried to kind of keep it similar with the actual Victory tutorial itself as well. This is where it gets complicated with the HMS Victory itself, but there is a lot of bits that are different because I haven't actually been inside the HMS Victory before. So we're currently in like right below deck. This is well underneath the water, and I've just put in these kind of fences which go all the way down through the ship. And you've got the main kind of cargo bay here where you have all the water and things like that. A lot of fresh water and also the stores as well. Just got loads, basically just filled this out. And these are just simple jungle wood planks with tripwire hook things on them. It's tripwire hook, isn't it? Yeah, tripwire hook. And then just a load of chests going everywhere. Pretty much just that's all it is on this bottom layer. And then just made a couple of these bigger ones and put some winding fence around. Just makes it look not fence, tracks on. Makes it look a bit different. I've still kept all the masts going all the way through, so it's kind of true in that form. So let's go up to the next layer, the next kind of level. So this is what's called the orlop, I believe it is, which is still underneath the water. This is kind of where the surgeon lives as well, so I've just made him a little house here. And there's the surgical desk, surgical kind of desk itself with. Well, he probably wasn't very successful. Got redstone for blood and things like that. Just more chests around these parts because I couldn't really find anything to put in these, so I just put more stores. So I've got 4 cabins in here. They're pretty small. They're just built into the side, so they're pretty much all identical. I've just got bed, crafting table, chest and bookcase, those kind of things. So there's 4 of those. This is the kind of centre part of the ship that goes down, so you can actually kind of look up. You just see the bottom of the boat now, but just got a couple of storage kind of compartments. This is where the food would be kept. The surgeon himself actually had his own locker where I think his steward actually lived as well, so it was like keeping all the drugs kind of under guard constantly. It's not like the kind of modern Navy. It was a lot different back in those days. So I've just put in a couple of supply kind of cabins that obviously could be locked. I think there's another one here as well. Yeah, there's even another one over here. I think one of these might have been my kind of planned ones for the surgeon stores and also the food stores, which were kept under kind of wraps. I just decided why not put in a couple of kind of jail cells. So I've just put in a bed, a couple of iron bars. Because I've got the half slabs, this actually looks quite cool when you put the slabs on top. Just those kind of things. So I've got 2 of those. Even more stores, which just go all the way around. Really easy. Not too much to it. So that kind of finishes off the orlop, the level that's under the water. We're now onto the lower gun deck. So the lower gun deck kind of had a couple of tables that actually, I think they were tucked into the roof and they could bring them down. Actually, they were collapsible. I had an attempt at making hammocks, and I'm really not happy with them. They just take up too much space. But it's literally just the only thing I could really think of was just doing beds and then having fences on each side. I don't really like them, so I'm probably going to rip them all out. But yeah, if you guys want to kind of, this is the main deck that everybody lived on. There was about 500 people actually on the Victory when it was kind of in full kind of whack, so it was pretty cramped. But because half the crew worked and then half the crew slept, there this would just be filled constantly with people asleep. In the front part here, this is, I can't remember what it's called on the actual ship, but it's basically for the anchors. It's where they could pull up the anchors into it. There was supposed to be a couple of holes, but I couldn't fit them into my design properly. I did try a couple of times before doing the tutorial, I just couldn't get it to look right with the entire ship, it just kind of messed up a bit. So I've got the anchor kind of thing here, it's pretty simple, but they used to pull the anchor in here and clean it. I think it was also kind of not fenced off, but sectioned off as well to stop the seawater coming in through the holes that would have been there as well. So if a high wave came in, obviously water would be coming all the way through here and going into the storage and things like that. There were also pumps going through the bottom of the ship to pump out seawater and things like that. But I haven't put those in just because I wanted this kind of big netting type thing instead. So there's another table in there, even more of these kind of things. Then at the back of the actual ship on this part there was a canvas part, so I've just put that in with white wool. This was could actually be taken like apart when battle happens, so it becomes part of the lower gun deck. There's just a couple of little cabins in here. Just put a shared thing. I think this is some of the officers or something like that were in here. So yeah, just a couple of beds. A couple more beds on this side. Really easy, really simple. So that was the lower gun deck. I need to now find my way around these. This is another reason I don't like my crappy hammocks, is just you have to keep on walking around them. So now on the middle gun deck, so this is pretty simple. I'm pretty sure this is where the Marines were kept. I'm not too sure. It was over here on the upper deck. But I think the Marines were actually stationed here, and also the galley was here, so I just put that at the front of the ship. So pretty easy, just a couple of little things. And then you've got the walk onto this part of the ship here. So you've got the front of the ship here, so it can go onto that. I think this was also where the toilets were. I think they literally just went across the front, so I don't know why they had the galley, or why I've put it up there, if that's right. But it might be the deck higher. So I'll just show you guys the back of this as well. The middle part's pretty empty, to be honest. I didn't want to put just loads of hammocks and things like that. What you could do is just put a load of kind of chests down and like supplies, those kind of things. And then you have this kind of back cabin. I'm pretty sure this is for the officers. Yeah, this is an officer's kind of place. And again, in battle, these were actually really thin panels which could be taken apart for kind of making the middle gun deck a bit bigger. I think there's supposed to be 4 rooms in here, 4 cabins. I've only been able to fit in 3. And I'll just show you guys, they're quite small. I've just got like a wardrobe here with a couple of shelves in it. And a couple more cupboards, bed, and a desk. The other one on the other side is exactly the same. You've also got the kind of officer's table here. And then you've got another bigger kind of officer's kind of cabin here as well. It's just got a cupboard, kind of same kind of style, and a desk which shows off, goes onto the back, so you can actually look into things. So that's all I did on the back part. And just cut it off kind of around this gun bit here. So we'll now go on to the upper gun deck. So here we go. So we're now onto the upper gun deck. So this is kind of like the work area where people used to work, because it was in the kind of fresh air and things like that. So I'll just go to the front first. And then this would have been kind of canvassed off. This was the like sick kind of area, the sick bay. They wanted it to be close to kind of air so they could get all those people aired. But when people, when it was in battle, all the people that were sick would be taken down to the orlop where the surgeon was. They'd be taken below deck. So this area just kind of gets cleared away. And I've got this part here, which just goes onto here. So you should build this part. Really easy. And then there's the Admirals Cabin, so this is where Admiral Nelson actually would have stayed on the ship. Just in here. So I just kind of made it really big. It was really difficult. There's a lot of pictures about this part, but I really had to just go with my own way, and just because it's just not big enough, to be honest. So I've just got a double bed in, a couple of chests, seat over here, got a kind of dining table. This is the best I could do to try and make it look a bit fancy. I just put the iron doors in the back, and a big desk here. So pretty simple really, but this is the Admirals Quarters, or at least my version is completely different to the real one. Then if we go above deck, there's just one more thing here. So this is the Captain's Quarters inside here. So I just made a small room for this. Right here where you got the guns. And this is the Captain's Quarters itself. A little bit smaller than the Admiral's Quarters, so just put them in here. So it's got a desk and a chair that looks out. So it's pretty simple really, there's not too much to do. It depends if you want to, you know, really pimp it out or not, or, you know, it's up to you guys what you want to do with it. I mean, you could put some more chests and random blocks on the deck as well to make it look busier. So yeah, so now we'll get on to the sails.